I was 39 when they offered me that job, and I had been chair of the department when I was 32 to 35, so I was a very young chair. So because of that, people offered me, asked me was I interested in the college, was I interested in this, and no, and finally they offered me a job that was so huge. I mean, that's the largest unrestricted academic budget in the university. It was a job that was so huge, it was hard to turn down in the sense that I knew it would fundamentally change my life. I often tell people the two most important decisions I made in my life that didn't involve women. One was taking that job, which was absolutely the right thing to do, for reasons I can tell you. And the second was getting out of the job, which is also the right thing to do for me, as it turned out.
Why for both of those?
Well, it opened doors to me. It gave me a view of the world I never would have had. I learned things about the university and about the outside world, and I would never have known about budgets and higher level administration and trustees and just name it, that I never would have learned if I had stayed in a professor, which is a very provincial life. So that's why, and it changed my life. Because of that, I was on the Smith board. Because of that, I'm on the Brown board. Because of that, I'm on a board of a couple foundations, or have been, and I am. So it really changed my life that way, and just expanded me in ways that I wouldn't have been expanded. It also pushed my skills, pushed my people skills, pushed my budget skills, pushed my time management skills. It was an enormous job, just an enormous job. On the other hand, that's why it changed my life. Getting into it, getting out of it, I often tell people, at that point I started getting on short lists for presidencies, and if I had stayed in the job, that was a route that was open to me, and I often say that, if I had 6 or 7 lives to live, I was very conscious when I was thinking about this when I was like 43 or so. If I had 6 or 7 lives to live, I would spend one of them as a college president, but I don't have 6 or 7, I only have 1 life to live. And I'd much rather spend it teaching or research and with my wife. And the job would have affected all 3 of them, especially it would affect my relationship with my wife. We're very close, we spend a lot of time together, we're close friends, of course lovers, and it would have been a different relationship if I was running to dinners every night.
It's good to,
not to mention I wouldn't have had the time that she wanted and needed. So from a faculty point of view, there's no conflict, no division. If you come in here as an assistant professor, you walk into the classroom, and in your classroom you've got undergraduates, some of them are general studies, some of them are college, right? And you're paid to teach both of them. And then you go into another classroom and teach graduate students. So your job is to do research and to do some administration, help out, and to teach these 3 different groups of students. Right? And there's no conflict. Now, to the extent there were conflicts, it had to do with the way the university structured and budgeted. So if you're at Harvard, arts and sciences are 1 unit, and the college dean is really not an important position, and the dean of arts and sciences is sort of seen as the important college dean, right? Mm-hmm. Where here, because of that crazy history where the budget used to go to the graduate dean, you had this artificial separation, and you still have some alums who think, oh well, what would the arts and science budget look like? What would the college budget? The college budget should just be by itself. It doesn't make any sense. You can't have a college budget by itself. I don't know if you want me to say more, but what do you do with my salary? You can make the college look like it's terribly in debt, or is a big money maker, depending on whether you attribute 0 of my salary or 100% of my salary. I'm on leave this semester doing research, so well, maybe I should pay nothing towards the college, right? The college, on the other hand, my lab is filled with undergraduates. It's an artificial distinction that our budget system has encouraged.